Well, here's a little one I did earlier. Je vais admit it's on my YouTube if you're watching it now. So just a little kettlebell flow or kettlebell routine using your Pilates connections. And remember, it's all about hinging at the hips. Et on pousse les hanches en arrière, fesses et le dos est droit. Your back is straight. It's a hinge. Your elbows are soft and you pull up your kneecaps. You do not lock your knees and you squeeze that bum. Alors, on serre les fessiers, mais on pousse pas en avant quand on fait le swing. Bon, maintenant, on est passé. Comme j'ai dit, c'est un flow, petite choré, de kettlebells. Alors là, je fais à peu près 2 à 4 de chaque mouvement et on peut répéter le flow, en fait, 3 fois. Ce qui après vous fait à peu près 18 minutes. Et voilà. Sinon, on peut aussi faire chaque exercice 10 à 20 fois. Et là, et répéter le tout 1 ou 2 fois. Et là, on fatigue les muscles encore plus. Et on fait plus de poids ou un poids plus lourd pour travailler un peu plus fort. Je ne pointe pas les pieds en ce moment. L'arthrose dans mes pieds me fait tellement mal que de pointer fait encore plus mal. C'est incroyable. Mais let's keep working. I'm not pointing because you know I like to do this. You pull up your kneecap. Even Pavel, who brought kettlebells to the States, and I really found him in the late 90s, and that's where I started my kettlebells in the park at Richmond Park. Bells in the park. Doing my favorite little halo. So just enjoy. Kettlebells are one of my favorite things. I mean, if you can't go for a run, skip and do kettlebells. Yeah, I actually got hot. So your elbows are soft. That's really important. You're pulling up your legs. When you're doing the swing, you do squeeze your bum, but do not lock your hips. I know they can tell you to do that, but I do kettlebells my way, which is a mixture of Pilates and ballet principles, as well as the breathing. So it works if you don't want bulky muscles. There you go. You're never going to bulk up unless you take steroids as a woman, or perhaps you're born with, an extra chromosome, but we're not going to get into that. So, but most women, you'll be fine. I muscle a little bit more than usual, but you can see I don't really have a waist. I'm a little rectangle. That's what you see in gymnastics people, gymnasts and ballet dancers. Different body types work well for different sports, and ballet is sport and art at the same time. We just make it look effortless by working really hard. So, but we don't all need to be dancers, but it's nice to just do a little step. And kettlebells do the trick. Là, je fais que 6 kilos, but I work between 6 kilos and 12 kilos, which I'm not doing at the moment. As I said, I'm just recovering from an operation, and I'll have tests at the hospital next week, which will tell me if it's yay or nay to keep going, or more go for it. Can I go long distance on an airplane? If not, I don't care. There are ways by boat. A little reverse here and a grand battement. There you go. And if you want to know a little bit more, DM me, because obviously you have to be careful. I get all my starter clients to start with 4 kilos. So can true kettlebell people not watch this and laugh? It's a different way of exercising. So I'm adding ballet, yoga, but it's all Pilates and ballet principles, but using these weights. And believe me, when I used to train people in London, they'd rather go for a run on hills than to do the kettlebells because that seemed easier. Because people will always look for the easier way. I was not paid to be easy. There was a big poster at my ballet school that said, we had nuns to teach us academically, do not pray for an easy life, pray for strength. Yeah, well, you know what? That's actually a really good thing to go by. So they were just preparing for us to go into a career. You're going in ballet, life is not going to be easy, and it's even harder now. So, yep, still working on my balance. It's always new for me. So here we go. I hope you enjoy this video. And you just keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. That's what those little hairs in your nose for. Filter, And lateral breathing, the Pilates lateral breathing. Feel your rib cage opening and closing, but it doesn't go out. And here you keep straight. I used to say to have straight legs, but I can't anymore with the arthritis in my knees. I know. But that doesn't mean my teaching changes. So here and pulling up and lengthen. So we're going to try a little extra one here that I love. Other side. Here we go. On y va. Ça marche très bien. All over. Là, cette petite routine fait tout travailler. Absolument tout. Si vous ne me connaissez pas, j'ai eu plusieurs opérations dans ma tête et ça a affecté ma vue depuis 2019. Alors, j'ai perdu la vue dans un œil et à un moment donné, dans les deux. Alors, je suis toujours en train de retrouver mon équilibre physique et mental. La vie est faite pour rigoler. Voilà, ou de rigoler aide. Alors là, je plie le genou de la jambe de support. On peut l'avoir droit, mais comme je dis, on remonte les genoux. C'est comme ça qu'on le dit en ballet. Ça s'appelle a kettlebell clean. Et là, on va passer à ce qu'on dit a windmill. Moi, c'est une position de jazz et de yoga. Alors, on va l'appeler n'importe quoi. Ça fait rien du moment que vous le faites bien. Alors, pousse et maintenant, squeeze it in. That's your kettlebell clean. It'll work your biceps as well. So, do I go, hey, I'm 62? But it does work. It does work. What can I say? My way does work. I've been doing it since the 80s, and I added kettlebells in the late 90s. So, here, breathe in, breathe out, enjoy life, have fun.